seen it before. It turns truth into lies. Oh, but I won't back down. I must stay on this road. I gotta know what I'm about. It goes up and turns back down. We're all looking for the moment when we're getting used to not knowing when all the pieces fall in line. Oh, it goes up and turns back down. I keep searching for signs in my dreams back then. I don't know how to stop, 'cause it brings back the feeling that I can reach the top now, even if I don't know how. It brings back the feeling that even if it all goes down, in the end I'll be alright. It brings back the feeling. Yeah. It brings back the
Did you know you don't have to create your own products and services in order to be able to earn a living online? Yes, it is possible. If you've been held back because I don't know, Jonathan, how to create a course, or I don't know how to start a membership site, then let me say welcome. We're glad that you're here. Today we're going to be talking about affiliate marketing and so much more. Let us know you're here as you come into the room. We're broadcasting this in several locations, so let us know that you're here. Just put your first name, where you're watching from, and let me see who we've got so far. We've got Randy here from Michigan saying hello. We have Drama Queen. I love that name. Drama Queen watching from Ecuador. We're glad that you're here. B. Christine over on YouTube. Tanisha's here watching on Facebook. And let's see, April is here from Texas. Rich is watching from Michigan. And everybody, here's a little hint at today's guest, Matt McWilliams, the affiliate guy. I'm so excited to bring him on. I've known him for a few years. He's right now waiting in the green room. We're going to bring him on in just a second. All right, let me make sure everything's working over here on my end. Yes, it looks like we are good to go. Skip's here. Hey, Skip. Skip Foster hanging out from Minnesota. Glad that you're here. Dale, also from Minnesota, says, hey, Jonathan and Matt. Diana is here from Cleveland as well. So glad that you guys are here. And we are going to be getting started today because the topic I want to talk about is affiliate marketing, online business. And the person that I am bringing on today, as you guys know, this whole week we're doing an interview showcase. Some of the guests I featured in the book, so you get to hear their stories. And I also just want to bring on experts in different parts of online business. And it's funny, Matt and I actually met because we were both participating in an affiliate marketing launch. So it was somebody else's product. I believe it was Michael Hyatt's. And I kept seeing Matt like up high on the leaderboard, and I'm like, what, who is this guy? And I don't remember if he reached out to me or I reached out to him or how it began. Maybe Matt knows. But that's when I started talking to him. That first conversation over the phone went like an hour. We talked for an entire hour. And this was, gosh, 6 years ago, maybe longer. And our businesses were much smaller back then. We were still, we had some success, but we were still figuring things out along the way. And he's the guy who really introduced me full on to affiliate marketing launches. A lot of the launches I've participated in, a lot I've learned about doing launches, I've learned from Matt McWilliams. And so glad to bring him on to talk about this topic because this is such a cool topic, all about affiliate marketing, that you can, if there's other products or services, or think about the software tools that you use. Many of these places actually do have affiliate programs that you're able to use and to capitalize on. So I am going to, without further ado, I'm going to click over and bring Matt on. Matt, are you there?
Dude, I'm here. What's up, buddy?
What is going on?
Man, this is going to be fun. Hey, I got to fill in the story. You said I might remember the story. I remember it like it was yesterday, bro. I think I was like one spot ahead of you or one spot behind. Doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, I beat you. I'm just saying, not that I remember that or anything.
Oh, I remember.
I'm not competitive. I'm not competitive. I'm not so competitive.
That's from your golf days.
I've never pulled out a knife on somebody playing cards or anything. Like I'm not that level of competitive. Oh, hey, before I forget, Skip Foster, what's up, dude? Skip is actually one of our coaching clients. So, man, good to see you on here. Anyway, yeah. So, you know, you just sent me an email. Like you reached out to me and you were like, hey, you know, I'm seeing you. I'd love to connect. And I just want to say, like, before we get into it, that's not how this world operates. That's how the world operates. If you look at any successful person, like whether it be, I mean, even think about like the people we think of as like iconic solopreneur inventor types, you know, Thomas Edison, right? Thomas Edison at his peak had like a staff of like 500 people or, you know, or thousands of people. I have no idea. I didn't count. I wasn't around back then. Like they don't do it on their own. And we were talking about this in a mastermind group yesterday. Like, stop asking the question, how? Because that's what we do. Entrepreneurs, you know, people who work from home, people who solopreneurs, people who are high achievers. Like we think, okay, how can I solve this problem? Stop asking that question. Start asking who, because you probably already know somebody who can. And one of my favorite Facebook posts, and I think I've seen you do this. I know I've seen, you know, our friend Brian Dixon do this. It's just like you're struggling with something. You get on Facebook and you say, who do I know that blank?
Yeah.
And then you get like 10 replies, and we all know people like that. So kudos to you, man. If you hadn't have reached out, I would have. I mean, just being honest, I usually wait till the end of the promo. We were in the middle of it. You reached out, and you're right. We talked for like an hour and 15 minutes. We both were late for something else afterwards. I mean, you know, the rest, as they say, is history. And here we are today.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if I remember, I was like number 10 and you were like number 2 or 3. And so.
Okay. Well, you know, yeah. I don't think I was that high, actually.
But I remember like my strategy or my thinking was, you know, and this is a tip for everybody, is if you get a chance to participate in a contest like that, and you can by actually, Matt, you might be able to tell them how they can get on a list for something like that.
Yeah.
But I know that for me, it was just a matter of reaching out to other people who are participating in the same promotion, because by doing so, there's like instant credibility there, because a lot of influencers, they get inundated with emails of people they don't know, they don't have a connection, they don't know the relationship. But if you're doing something that other people are doing, it's a great way to just kind of reach out to them. Hey, we're participating in this same launch. I like Michael Hyatt stuff too. I'd love to connect for a few minutes. It's more like, okay, this is worth my time, as opposed to, I don't have a clue what this person's about. Are they going to get me on the phone and try to sell me? So that's just like a tip that's worked for me.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question before I comment on that. You said we were going to go 25 minutes. Do we have permission to go a little bit long today? Because we're not even into like the meat of the topic, and I'm already going to be like you've dropped some stuff.
As long as you have time. As long as you have time.
I do.
I've
got like a hard stop, like 5 till the hour, because I've got a webinar
perfect.
with a coaching client. But so here's the thing, and I hope everybody else is okay with that, because so much of business, so much of online business is mental. Like we got to win that mental game. And there's this thing that tells us again that we got to do it on our own. And like, well, I can't reach out to this influencer. The thing about that, Jonathan, is, you know, yeah, I think you were number 9 or 10, you know, no offense. And I know you're not going to take offense. It's barely in the top 10, right? But I still seeing your name in my inbox every single day. And so there's this is very basic human psychology. I was a psych major for a whole year in college. So of course I claim to be an expert at this. It was actually just funny story. Psychology was were the only classes in college I made A's in. Everything else was like D's and F's. But I was so fascinated by the psychology. And so it's basic human psychology that when something is somewhere in our brain, we have some level of exposure to it, we're more likely to receive the message. It's why yard signs are so effective in political campaigns. If some dude shows up at your doorstep, or you get a mailing and you have no conception of who this guy is running for, town council, you just, there's a disconnect. It's your first exposure. But if you've
Yeah.
seen his yard sign at your kid's school and down the street from your house and across from church, then you get the message. It's like, oh yeah, it's that guy with the blue sign, with the purple sign. It's why actually when I ran for school board, this would be 19 years ago, my signs were purple. You know what? Nobody else had purple signs.
Yeah.
So everybody knew me as the purple sign guy. Guess what? I was the youngest person to ever make it through a primary in the history of North Carolina at that time. And so like, there's all these things you can do. And that exposure allows you to break through that barrier that people have up. And it's not just influencers that have that barrier up. We all have that barrier up because we have this notion of like, when we see an email, like how many of you are like, man, gosh, you know what I really would like in the next 20 minutes is another email. I just, gosh, I hope somebody emails me in the next 20 minutes, because if they don't, I'm going to feel like the loneliest person on earth. No,
Yeah.
we have no shortage of those things. And so that exposure, when I saw the name Jonathan Milligan, it was like, that name rings a bell.
Yeah.
And then it was about, I think you used the subject line of like Michael Hyatt promo or something. And I'm like, well, I got to open that. Oh, dude wants to connect. I have no idea who you are at the time. Or maybe I might have had I think we had a couple mutual friends. It was somewhere back here. And it was like, boom, from there, that was the moment. So just, I don't know if that's a struggle for some people who are watching. I'd be curious. I can't see the comments, but I'd be curious, or maybe I can see them pop up over there.
I think you should be able
is that
to.
a struggle to reach out to
Yeah.
people? And if it is, the only advice I have is you got to just do it. Like I struggle with that. I'm an introvert. Jonathan, you're an introvert, right?
I am.
Yeah. People don't believe this. Like I can come on camera. I'm going to tell you right now, when I hit about 3:15 today, I'm going from this to a webinar where I'm going to be on to immediately into a mastermind. I'm going to be exhausted at 5:00,
Yeah.
4:30. I mean, it is so, and I don't mean this the wrong way. It is draining for me because I would much rather just stare into my computer, do my deep work, go read a book, and do my thing. When we have people over for like dinner and stuff, right? Or a New Year's party or whatever, you got me for 90 minutes. I got to go watch a movie or go into another room, or I got to go upstairs to allegedly brush my teeth for 15 minutes because I have to get away.
Yeah.
But yet I force myself to send that email because I know the impact that it can have. And I dare say, I hope I'm not putting words in your mouth. That email that you had the guts to send has had at least some level of impact on your business and your life.
Oh, absolutely. No question. I told you that you really got me in. I think somehow I got invited into Michael Hyatt's affiliate launch thing, but it was like the first thing I'd ever participated in. Most of my income was different parts of affiliate marketing, and maybe we'll talk about, which is like, I did a lot of blogging. So it was a lot of review posts, get them to rank, make affiliate sales that way. But as far as launches, I wasn't ever really invited or participated in it. And somehow I got in that one, and I said, I'm just going to start talking to these people who do this sort of thing. And yes, I'm an introvert, so it is not natural for me. And just like Matt talks about, I'm the same way. If I get overscheduled, I've got to get my energy from downtime. Some people get energy around people. And that's the big thing. And I know we're going to go off script. I sent you a couple questions, but I was like, I know.
We're so far off script already, but it's been good stuff.
Yes.
Okay. As a side note, you mentioned there real quick, the whole, how you got into Michael's affiliate program. And we're going to talk about affiliate marketing today, but this would be like the first affiliate marketing tip. I think how you got in, I don't even know if you got invited, and maybe you did because you had some connections. I'll tell you how I got into Michael's affiliate program. And this was the year before. So the year that you and I connected, I think I finished 5th. Yeah, I finished 5th. Then the next year I finished 4th. Then we ran his affiliate program for 2 years. And technically I finished like 5th and 4th. We just didn't say anything. It was kind of weird if I'm like, here's the leaderboard. Look at me. I'm in 4th place. But then the following year I set a goal to finish in top 3 because the top 3 got a huge prize that completely changed my life. And I finished 3rd. But that year, the year before, I finished like 19th. I made $588. You know how I got to be an affiliate for him? Very simple. I saw that he had a product. I mentioned him on Twitter and I said, Michael, do you have an affiliate program for 5 days to your best year ever? He said, yes, we do. Email this person. I emailed that person. I became an affiliate. Here's the news flash. Like, we have an entire free mini course on how to find affiliate programs. It's not much more than that, though, for about
Yeah.
80% of the programs. You reach out and say, do you have an affiliate program?
Yep. Yep. And you know what? Even back when I was doing my original first blog was career coaching and I was looking for affiliate products, I remember reaching out to somebody who, it was an organization that did like continuing education credits online for CPAs because they need to keep up their certification. And I said, do you have an affiliate program? I mean, it fits my audience. And they said, no, but we're going to create one for you. Give us a week.
There you go. Exactly.
And they actually created one. And that was very, very lucrative for me to be able to say, hey, here's an Excel continuation credit you could take online and help keep up your certification. And I got a 25% cut for every one of the classes I sold.
Yeah, all because you asked. Like, that's the power of asking. I mean, that's, I don't know if that's in the red letters or not. Yeah, it is. I think it's in James. I don't know, somewhere in the Bible. I mean, there's a lot of pages, guys. Give me a little bit of credit. But ask not and you will receive not.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said that. It's either Jesus or his brother. Like, that's a powerful statement. Ask not and you, like, it's a 100% guarantee. If you don't ask, you're not going to get anything. There's not a guarantee if you do ask. That's what holds us back. It's like Zig Ziglar says about positive thinking. He's like, positive thinking doesn't guarantee you can do anything. It just guarantees you'll do it better. Like, I can positively think right now I'm going to dunk a basketball. It ain't happening. Now, I'm working towards it. My goal is by next summer to be able to dunk, for the first time in my life. But like, it ain't happening today. I don't care how positive
Just
I
keep
think.
lowering the goal.
Yeah, exactly. 10-foot goal. Like, I can dunk on a 9-foot goal. But it's just not going to happen. No matter how positive I am, I'm not going to play in the NFL. Like, that's just not going to happen. But I can tell you that if I'm positive, like if I'm out tossing the football and I'm like, well, I suck at football, I can never make, but I'm probably going to suck at it. But to your point, asking if they don't have an affiliate program, we've actually got a template. Jonathan, I'm almost positive maybe somebody can check this URL and make sure it actually works.
Yeah.
If you go to mattmcwilliams.com/quick start, we've got a report. It's called the Affiliate Freedom Report, and it's basically a quick start guide to affiliate marketing, right? But in there is actually a template on what to do if they don't have an affiliate program. And some of the best affiliate programs that I've ever been a part of were companies I reached out to that didn't have one. I used this template, convinced them to start one. 2 huge benefits. Number one, I was their guinea pig. So I basically got to tell them. They're like, well, how much should we pay you? I'm like, 40%. All their competition's at 20, but I'm making 40. They were like, okay, what tools do you need? What do you, I'm like, well, here, you need to give them swipe copy. You need to give them these images. I basically I gave them my wish list and got my wish list. And then secondly, because I was the first one, you mentioned like review posts and things like that. I was an early adopter. So there were companies that we promoted that I was the first one to put up a blog post about. I still rank number 1 today. And in fact, sometimes I even beat the company itself for their company name. About 50% of the time we can beat the actual company. It's kind of crazy, but I'm definitely beating all the affiliates, in part because one of the factors Google looks at is just like, how long has this been there? Like, all things being equal, if a post has been up since January of 2017, it's going to outrank something from February of 2018. Again, all things being equal. And so we're able to beat them and we're able to get those things up. So there's a lot of advantages to working with companies like that.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think that's kind of the first tip for everybody. If you've got a blog, if you have a website where you have the ability to create articles, this is a super smart strategy. I know I've used it. I've been able to get ranked in the past, like Kajabi, something I use a lot of. Well, they have a 33% referral program, like recurring. And that's another thing maybe we could hit on is I started doubling down on any affiliate programs that had a subscription model that also did a referral model for subscription. But an easy way to get started for a lot of you is think about some of the softwares or some of the programs or some of the things in your niche that you love and go do a review post. So I did one on a Kajabi review. I did one on ConvertKit review that we were able to get ranked, and some others. And so that's kind of the first tip is some of these tools that you're using, sign up for them. But some of these programs, like I said, have recurring. So what that means is if you refer somebody like to Kajabi, they only have to sign up one time. And then if they start using that software, every single month you get paid a commission. And so for us, Kajabi and ConvertKit, it's like passive income for us every single month on the 25th. I know I'm getting a decent check from Kajabi because not just because I talked about it or ranked a post, but because I use it and I show others how to use it. And I think that's so important.
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, it's probably the best way when you're starting off. Well, I got an email, I think it was yesterday. My wife texted, my wife is also our CFO. And so this was a person who, I don't know, somehow ended up emailing her. He had like a credit card issue trying to buy. And so now he just emails her. So she was like, what do I tell this guy? And he was just saying like, I don't have a following. I'm like, well, we have a bonus lesson on how to write review posts and a bonus lesson on, this. And it's like this whole section of our course is all about how to monetize without, like you could have no followers, no email list whatsoever. Yep. Are you going to make, as much money as you will with a following? Of course not, but can you get that first taste, $500, $1,000 a month? Absolutely. To your point about recurring stuff, I love that because we haven't actively promoted ConvertKit since March. Okay. It was literally in the middle of the beginning of the pandemic. So like mid-March of last year was the last time we actively promoted ConvertKit. And yet every month we get, $500 to $1,000, and it just kind of keeps going up because we still get a few who just straggle in or, email us. What ESP do you recommend? Email service provider. We email them back and say, well, here are all my recommendations on my resources page. I don't really like the term passive income because it's not passive. Like we had to actively, my VA had to literally click a canned response and send that email. So it's not truly passive, but the effort that went into that and that person signs up and we make $7.40 a month every month, if they're with ConvertKit for 5 years and we make, $700, $800, $1,000 off of them because of an email, like that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Again, the reason I don't like passive is because, well, why did they email me? Because I've recorded 400 podcast episodes. Why did they email? I do a Facebook Live every week. Why did, boom, boom, all those things. That's not passive, but
it's recurring, but it's not passive.
That actual income is passive, and that's powerful. And I was sharing this with somebody yesterday that like, it's a difference. I love the offers where we promote a $2,000 product and we get a $798.80 commission. That's 40% of, for $19.97, by the way. I may or may not have been doing this for a while, so I kind of know my numbers. And, I love that. Like, boom, $800. That's awesome. But I also kind of like the $10 a month plan for 10 years. That's kind of cool because it's not just the $10. It's, there's like 100 of those people in there making us $7.40 on average a month. That's pretty cool, so don't always look at like the big numbers. Sometimes you can make a lot of money, nickel and diming your way to, millionaire.
Yeah. And it's like, I heard Michael Hyatt say this once, and I remind my insiders mastermind group this all the time, that success is really lots of singles and doubles. It's not about the home runs. And so many times we're like looking for that next thing that's going to give us a grand slam, but it's really about singles and doubles. But I do want to talk about something you mentioned that I think we should go back to. And that's, you mentioned a resources page, because I think what a lot of people that are watching right now, they may be like, well, you guys teach online business, so it makes sense that you're talking about ConvertKit and you're talking about Kajabi and you're talking about, well, what I tell people, and I'd like to get some insights from you, because I know you do this, is if you're a blogger, if you have a website, you need to create a resources page. And on that page, even though if you don't teach blogging, you can say, hey, would you like to start a blog like I have? Here are some of my favorite resources, like hosting, Kajabi, ConvertKit. Like, you don't have to be talking about online business in order to benefit from that resources page. But I will also, in addition to that, say that don't limit yourself to think, well, if I'm not in online business, affiliate marketing won't work for me, because I used to have that limiting belief when I taught career coaching for CPAs. I thought there's no affiliate programs out there for CPAs. Well, my number one best affiliate maker for me was I found a guy who wrote a ebook on ClickBank called How to Get Hired in the Big Four Accounting Firms. And so I did I bought his book, I looked over it, and I wrote this long review post. Well, guess what? For many years, I'm talking probably a good 10 years, guess what? I was able to rank like pretty much number one for how to get hired by the Big Four.
Yeah.
And people would click on that link.
Huge.
Me reviewing this $25 ebook, I got $12.50 for every single sale, and I would get sometimes hundreds of sales in a month for a blog post I'd already published.
Yep.
And so that's, I kind of got off topic there, but to go back to the resources page, can you talk about the power of a resources page?
It's the single most profitable page on my website. It's the, last I checked, it's the third most visited. I have a suspicion, we haven't looked at the stats in a while, I have a suspicion that it's probably down to fourth. You know, it's the fourth or third most visited page on my entire website. It's typically my homepage, about page, podcast page gets a lot of traffic, and then this resources page. Why? Because everybody's wondering what I use. And so we play this game in our company. We'll do this, I don't know, every quarter or so. The game is called Stump the Affiliate Guy. And it's basically somebody put in the chat, and we can do this now. Somebody put in the chat their niche. Actually, let's do that. Wherever you got, because I think there's like 6 places this is going. So and I don't know how you do that, Jonathan, because I haven't used Ecamm yet. We use Be Live, but I might be switching. I kind of like this back end. So put in your niche, like to explain, you know, like I teach organic farming, and, you know, maybe like one sentence, I help blank do blank, so that blank, right? You know, so they can, and just give me an idea. And like, I'll try to, like, the game we play is Stump the Affiliate Guy. It's the whole objective is name some niche that is so freaking obscure that I couldn't possibly come up with a way to design a resources page, or couldn't possibly come up with any affiliate promos. I've never been stumped. We've probably done this 100 times. I almost got stumped one day, and I don't remember what it was. It was something about like government defense contractors. And, you know, I was like, so wait, who's your audience though? So they're looking to get hired, right? And I was like, oh, dude, career stuff. You know, like that's totally the thing. You can teach them about that. And it worked. He was like, oh my gosh, yeah. That guy actually wrote back to me a year later. He's making like $2,000 a month recommending a friend of mine in the career space. Just as a side note, I connected them live on the air. Basically, I was like texting my friend, be like, hey, you got to come to my Facebook Live. Anyway, so we look at what a resources page is. A resources page is, it is a page on your website dedicated to listing the tools, could be courses, could be books that you've used to find success in your niche. So if you're in the online business space, I don't even think I need to list anything. Go to Jonathan's, go to mine. If you go to both of our websites, just click on resources or tools, you'll find our resources page. But let's think about, like, okay, you're in the weight loss niche. I'm getting ready to do a webinar with a good, you know, friend and coaching client of ours who's in the weight loss niche. Well, what tools could he recommend? Well, one of the things he requires is a scale. You need a really good digital scale. Here's my favorite scale that's $80 and he gets, you know, a few bucks commission. You're going to need, you know, he recommends having not this one, but, you know, my son got me this one, but he recommends having, you know, a large water bottle. Why? Because we got to stay hydrated. It's one of the keys to weight loss. There's so many things that he could recommend, you know, he could recommend supplements. He could recommend, you know, exercise equipment. I mean, the list goes on and on. But even like you said, sometimes your audience is watching you. I just did this with a guy a moment ago. I was like, dude, your video setup is awesome. What did I ask him? What camera are you using?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he sent me to a link. And I was like, man, you are on top of things. You always have a link, Josh. And he's like, dude, I get asked that question every day. So I was like, I'm tired of, you know, reinventing the wheel. That's a resources page in effect. And so the keys are, and you can grab, I've got a free report that you can grab at mattmcwilliams.com/resources page that'll walk through this. But number one, and I'm not going to go through all of them because quite frankly, I don't remember a few of them, and we don't have time. But number one, like, it's not just a list. I see this all the time with resources page. It's like they just list 10 things. Like, there's no context, there's no pictures. We're very visual now. There's no categorization. So it's just a list. So you need the categorization, you need the image, you need a description. The best way to describe it is just spend 2 to 4 sentences saying, here's why I love this, here's why I use this product, love this product, and why you should too. That's it. I also love to, put in those sentences. If you're a blank, then here's why you'll like this product. So if you're a beginning online blogger, here's why you'll love ConvertKit, because it's free up to 1,000 subscribers. And then we make it very clear. We have some white space on the page. The other big thing is, like, don't just put things on there that are paid products. Put some free resources. It could be your own free resources. It's a resources page. And guess what? The report that you can download, the scorecard on there that tells you how to know what to promote as an affiliate, that's a resource. It could be somebody else. It could be a free trial like ConvertKit. Most of my audience doesn't have 1,000 subscribers. So they're going to get ConvertKit for free for some period of time, hopefully not very long. Some of the stuff on my resources page is stuff I don't even make money on. When people ask me, what CRM do you recommend? What do you recommend for running an affiliate program? One of the things we recommend is Infusionsoft. They don't have an affiliate program. So I just link to infusionsoft.com. Don't make a dime off that, because my number one priority on my resources page isn't make money, it's serve audience. So those are just some of the tips. You can get that, mention the free report, but you just want to create this page. It should look good. It should feel good. Most of our students spend anywhere from 2 to 4 hours creating it one time, half hour a year updating it. Maybe that's about how long I spend, about a half hour. I discover a new tool. I'm in the online marketing world. So of course there's new tools every 8 seconds, shiny object, right? So we add new things there. But the big thing is just to create something, even if you only put 6 things on there.
Yeah.
It's, 2 books, 2 tools, and, 2 courses. If you're in the gardening space, just like think about, I'm not even a gardener, but there's, here's my favorite trowel. Here's my favorite shovel. Here's my favorite tiller, my favorite fertilizer spreader. Here's my favorite fertilizer. Here's my favorite hose, my favorite lawn tractor. You're in gardening, right? Like, that's what you teach. And there's endless things that you could recommend. Just get a page up. And then anytime the best way to determine what should be on there is anytime somebody emails you and says, what do you use for, or what do you recommend for? You go, that's the 3rd time this month I've been asked that question. And I did that just the other day. I got an email that asked me, let's say the other day, it was like a month ago. They asked me, like, okay, what's your video setup? Ironically, they asked me that, right? And I'm like, I've never really I've never shared that before, but I've been asked that probably, 10, 15 times in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
So let me just add on there. I'm going to share the lighting kit that I recommend, not what I use, because what I use is considerably more expensive than what I would recommend to a beginner. Let me put the lighting kit. Let me tell them about the camera. Let me tell them about the mic and all that. And sure enough, got an email from Amazon the other day saying, here's your monthly report. And I'm always curious I make $80 a month from Amazon. I mean, the reality is I don't make that much money from Amazon. It's just really hard. But I'm always curious what they're buying, because that tells me something about my audience, right? And I looked through, and there it is. The $128 lighting package with the green screen and black screen and white screen backgrounds. The microphone that I recommend, the camera that I recommend. It was like a $400 purchase. Somebody, not even that person, because this was before unless they waited a long time, somebody just ended up on my resources page, who knows why, saw that I list tools for producing videos, which is not my topic, right? I'm not the video guy, I'm the affiliate guy. But they clicked on it, purchased basically, I think, everything I recommend except for the pop filter. So whoever it is, dude, you need the pop filter. You gotta have a pop filter on your mic if you're gonna record good video. So
yeah, I love that.
I mean,
this is great. And
do we have a Stump the Affiliate guy?
We do, but before we do that, because we got 2 that I think would be fun. Hopefully I don't break our system here. Hold on.
Don't worry. If for some reason you stump me, I'm going to pretend like I lost internet.
Okay. I want to go to, let me try something here. Wasn't planning on doing this, but Matt, your voice should still be there coming through. So
Yeah.
I just want to show my second screen here. And
That looks familiar.
yeah, so here's a little pro tip on like equipment or things like that. Kit.co. It's free to use. And when I started my live stream show, every single week people were saying, "What camera are you using? What is your equipment?" And so what I did is I just went over here, kit.co. You can search for any products on Amazon inside of kit.co, and it will populate. So these, now I just direct people to this page, which is jmill.biz/livestreamkit. And this right here tells them the equipment and the stuff that I'm using. It's as easy as that. It took me maybe 10 minutes to create this page, but now I have an answer to that question every time I'm asked.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that's how easy it is. And again, we're constantly getting asked, what do you use for? What do you recommend for? And it might be in your niche. It might be out of your niche. I mean, especially like you said, Jonathan, if you're starting a blog, you're going to naturally attract other people who might be interested in starting a blog or might be interested in recording videos or starting a podcast. I have a friend of mine that records a podcast in a non-internet marketing niche. And he said at least once a day, somebody emails him and says, or tweets him or whatever, and says, "Dude, you sound so good. What mic do you use?" I mean, he's probably selling 400 mics a year. He's not an online marketer, not a podcast coach.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool is that? Like, that's just free money, if you ask me.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just have fun with these. Who knows where we're going to go with this one. But Diane, so she does business coaching for like people who do face and body painters who are, obviously they're having a hard time right now with the pandemic, but let's focus maybe more on face and body painters. What are some ideas?
Okay, so first of all, here's what I know about anybody who's purchasing business coaching. The number one thing, as we talked about, they struggle with is up here in their mind. So any books about mindset that you would recommend, those need to be affiliate links. Any like, like any of the stuff, I'm trying to think of what they're called, like not templates, but the word will come to me later, but anything that you can think of in the mindset space would be really good. Naturally we'll be past the pandemic and even though in many places, like I'm pretty sure in Fort Wayne, Indiana, you can still do face and body painting and, tattoo stuff. It's just, you can only have one person in at a time. You got to wear a face mask and all that stuff. So they're still probably curious about, well, what type of paints do you recommend? Because they need the lowest cost, but the best stuff, for their clients. So the paints, what type of, I don't know how body painting is done, but let's just say use a brush, and that kind of stuff. What are the brushes you recommend? Because they're looking for, okay, what are the brushes that are reusable, that last the longest, that, those type of things. What about recommending, things like, you can't recommend tax advice necessarily. I always say, anytime I give tax advice, please understand, I'm not a certified public accountant. I can only repeat what mine has told me, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But is there a course out there that'll give you some, tax basics for $97 that, or a book out there, or, recommending Rich Dad, Poor Dad, things like that you could do that are for your business coaching clients. Because you have to look at the two. Anytime you're talking about business coaching or helping business owners, you got to remember that business owners are two people, very distinct in a sense. They are people who struggle with people things, and they are also a business in and of themselves. As Jay-Z used to say, he said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. That quote works a lot better in written format because it's business, comma, man.
Yeah.
And so, you think of those things like, what do business owners need? Then you think of tools of the trade.
Yeah.
And there's no order to that. You're going to get asked about both. But okay, so they're they're doing. We have a coaching client, and I was actually talking with him a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, okay, so here's what I want you to do, because he does, I don't even know what you do. So this guy does, like, imagine you have a box. I don't know. Like I have one upstairs, but there's like these wooden boxes that are like incredibly ornate. And I was like, give me an example of one. He's like, okay, well, one of them is a piece to hold all your Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Just for the record, the only thing I know about Dungeons and Dragons is what I've learned from watching Stranger Things. But I'm pretty sure there are some dragons involved, and they're like these really ornate pieces. And he like carves these things into the box. I'm like, well, how much do you sell one of those for? He's like, about $1,000. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I was like, so here's what you do in this time, in any time really. You record a video showing yourself making one of these, and you show them how to do it. Now, if they choose not to do it themselves, if they're like me and they watch 5 minutes of that video and go, that ain't happening. Where's the button that I click to just give you money and make it happen for me? Boom, you got clients from that video. But if they don't, if they don't have $1,000, then you say, here are the links to the things I used. I used this knife and I used this little chisel thing, and I bought this kind of wood, and I bought this paint or this varnish or finish or whatever, whatever these things are that he uses. He started naming stuff. And I was like, what's your estimate on how much you could make if someone bought everything? And he's like, about $120. About the stuff would cost about $400. And the commissions average about 20 to 25%. So he would make about $120. I'm like, it's not bad. It's not the 1,000, but you don't have to do any of the work.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's definitely some value there. So those are some examples. I forget who asked that question, but hopefully that gives you some ideas. Get your wheels turning.
Diane, and I love all that. And the other thing that I know, Matt, you do this, but I always like to teach and show people this as well. I'm gonna jump back over. Is search for your topic plus affiliate program.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just scrolling through here, Diane, I don't know anything about these, but facepaint.com has an affiliate program.
Mm-hmm.
The facepaintingshop.com has an affiliate program. Clownantics.com have some kind of an affiliate program. You can find courses, you can find stuff just by actually searching your topic plus affiliate program. That's ways that I've found affiliate programs as well.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I know you got a hard stop, so I want to get maybe
13 minutes.
Okay.
You want to do one more? You said you had two. Do you want to do one more? Or?
Yeah, I think we had one more. It was Faye. So let me find it here. So dog-friendly new construction communities. I'm a real estate agent.
Okay. One of our new clients is actually a big in the real estate space. She is a real estate agent who helps other real estate agents. And so we were just kind of, we were just brainstorming. So again, let me see. I am a real estate agent. So what was it? Who's her audience? Did you gather that from that?
I know that she's a real estate agent, but she also has a passion for dogs, dog training. Okay. So dog-friendly new construction communities. So I don't know, something in between those two, a dog lover and real estate.
Yeah, I'm a dog lover now. We have a new puppy. He's turned 6 months old yesterday. So do I understand that world a whole lot better. Pet owners in general are the most irrational people. Like, it's crazy.
Spend the money.
I would go so far into debt for that dog right now if I had to. I don't know why, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a nightmare that he had some issues, and I was like, I remember waking up going, man, that was an expensive dream, but I would do it. And so, again, first of all, dog, like take the construction piece out of it. They're pet owners. They're dog owners. They're dog owners first. So everything dog related. Dog training, Susan Garrett, with the agility training. There are probably a good 4 or 5 dog trainers out there that I know of. They're also crazy good online marketers, Susan being one of them. So dog training, dog toys, dog, food, dog, just search for the word dog stuff. And I mean, it's like, name something that dog owners need. And then from there, new construction means what? You're going to move. It's really hard to end up in a new home if you don't actually move from your old one. So moving companies, moving supplies, packing, stuff. Again, we just think about, companies like One Kings Lane and things like that have an affiliate program that's, like in the furniture, like they're going to need furniture. Many people do like, we're going to, when we move to our next house, the only thing going with us maybe is our son's bed because it's brand new. Everything else is going to Salvation Army and we're just buying new furniture because I am not moving any of that crap, or even I'm not even hiring somebody to move it. I just want to get rid of it, and so, furniture and things like that, the things that you need because you have a dog. Do you have any idea how many cleaning supplies we bought in his first 3 months in this house? Now we don't really need to use them that much. We've been on the same bottle for about 3 weeks. That's a record, but the first couple of all that stuff and just think through again, what do those people need? And here are the tools that I recommend and go from there.
Yeah, I love that. That's good stuff. And so you guys, we've given you lots of tips so far. Obviously, like doing review posts on blogs. We talked about the resources page. I think another tip is think about just as you're browsing the web and you're coming across things that you're passionate about. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the footer page, and you might be surprised that a lot of these places they have affiliate program.
Program, referral program.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll call it like a partner program and just look for that link. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like, you don't even realize, I did this a couple of years ago. I don't know if they still do it, and I don't personally do it, but like I showed somebody one day, I was like, did you know Walmart has a referral program? Like scroll down the bottom of their page. It says right there, affiliate program. So, so those are some tools. What I want to do is the last couple of minutes here, I want to transition a little bit to this idea. All this week, we're talking about living your passion and how I want to inspire people beginning 2021. We all know what 2020 was like for a lot of us and just the hard times, the difficulties. A lot of people got displaced. Maybe they don't have a job, but maybe their job that they loved is changed and it's much different now. And so there's just a lot of uncertainty. And so I think it's waking people up to the fact that, you know what? Carrie Oberbrunner said this on Monday from a Shawshank Redemption movie. He said, you either got to get busy living or get busy dying. And it's like, we're at that crisis point where it's like, am I just going to just allow myself to be in this place of like, I didn't like how things went? Or am I going to make that decision that I'm going to get busy living? And for some people, it's time to like step out and do something new and creative, even if it's on the side, whether it's start a blog, a podcast, start getting serious about doing affiliate marketing, a live stream show, like start living your passion. And so, Matt, you and I both went on a journey. You don't have to tell, obviously, your whole story. I know you don't have time for that, but how important is it to you now that you are where you are, that you listen to that still small voice, that calling of, I do something that's like non-traditional and allow yourself to start learning and doing this thing?
It's everything to me. It's why I'm literally in the middle, and I know you've seen it on Facebook. I've been posting my word counts and stuff. At least I think you probably have.
Yeah,
I think you may have commented. I'm in the middle of writing a book called The Passion to Profit Path because I just believe. So again, I know your faith and my faith too, and I have this. Is this something that really only came to me very recently? That so there's a line in Genesis when Adam and Eve have been exiled from the Garden of Eden, and God effectively says something along the lines of, well, hey Eve, it's gonna hurt to have babies, and Adam, you're gonna have to work hard.
Yeah.
Like this, and it's like it's gonna be toil. Like different translations, use different words. Basically, labor is gonna be hard. I don't think he meant that your job has to suck.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that. I like I don't know. Maybe that's like, maybe that was the Old Testament God and the New Testament God's different, you know? I have this belief that like we are supposed to do things we're passionate about. We're supposed to do things that have meaning to us. We're supposed to do things that have purpose, that we have a mission that we're on. And I know, you know, your message matters. You know, we shared that book with our audience because the whole underlying belief of that is you have a unique story.
Mm.
You have it's in fact, I think your story is your superpower.
Yeah.
I believe your story is your superpower because there's literally no one else on earth. If you study superheroes, they all have a unique thing. Like that one has laser eyes and one is super stretchy and one can fly, right? And very few of them have overlapping superpowers. Well, your story is your superpower. It's the thing, the only thing that's unique about you is like literally your DNA, your fingerprint, and your story.
Yep.
You know, like you and I both have brown, well, okay, brown and gray, you know, hair. We're about the same height. We're about the same weight. We're both white dudes from the Midwest, you know, like there's not a whole lot unique about us on the surface, right? But our story is unique because no matter what it is, like you can have the same message as someone else. You could be, you know, the cake, you could both be cake decorators. One of you is a middle-aged, you know, or younger man who's got tattoos and a mohawk and you teach cake decorating. The other of you is a 56-year-old single mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're going to have completely different personalities and stories. And so I think it's important that we embrace that passion, that message that we've been called to share with the world. And I think one of the things that the pandemic has highlighted is that when it removed the commute, for example, it removed this element of drudgery from our lives. I think we started having less meetings and less drop-ins, we realized that we could get our work for our full-time job done. I mean, maybe you could get it done in 7 hours, and it opened up an hour or two for a passion project.
Yeah.
And I think we started seeing what was possible. I say we, I mean, like I've been living my passion for more than a decade now, so I'm cool, you know, but I think for a lot of people, it's opened their eyes to the possibilities. To me, it's everything. It's when I wake up in the morning, I have never once thought TGIF, you know, oh God, it's Monday. Like I'm like Sunday night, I'm like, come on, baby. It's like, it's on tomorrow. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going through my planner. I'm going to write the book and I was excited the morning to send an email to someone because I realized that sending that email was part of me living out my passion and purpose. And so when everything fits in that, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, man, life is so much more fun. And I don't believe in work-life balance because to me, they are so integrated because I love what I do.
That's awesome. And so the book, I don't know if it's official title, but I think you
Maybe.
said it was Passion to Profit Path or something like
The
that.
Passion to Profit Path. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It'll be out whenever the publisher tells me it'll be out. So I'm on like word 15,000 right now. So I got a ways to go, but that is my passion. Like again, helping other people take their passion, their message, their idea and turn it into a profitable business. That's my passion because I will share this as we wrap up. And this is the power of affiliate marketing because most people, when they're starting out, and maybe this is one of the things that's holding you back from starting out is like, well, how am I going to monetize that? How am I going to make money? And so what they do is they create content, they blog, they podcast or whatever, and they make nothing. So they quit. You know, a year before you reached out to me, a year before you saw me as one of the top 5 affiliates in one of the biggest launches of the entire year, I was ready to quit, Jonathan. I don't know if I ever shared that with you, but that was when I'm like, I'm done because I'm not making any money. I'm losing money. I had an expensive hobby, not a business. When I discovered affiliate marketing, because the beauty of affiliate marketing is, let me go back. The reason I wasn't making any money, I didn't have anything to sell because I didn't know what my audience wanted. Affiliate marketing bridges that gap between having nothing to sell and selling nothing at all. And it allows you to learn what your audience wants. It allows you to get a little money in the bank. Like I got a $588 deposit the year before I made $14,000 from Michael Hyatt and was so high up that you're like, I got to know that dude. I made $588. If you ask me any single amount I've ever made in one deposit in my life, I can't name it. I said, what did I tell you? I said 14,000. You know what? It wasn't an even number like that. but I remember $588
Mm.
because that $588 showed me that it was possible to make a profit, to make money from something I was passionate about. It showed me the possibility, and it kind of opened the doors to all the things that I'm doing today. And so that's why I'm just like, dude, like you got to help other people be
Yeah.
able to do the same thing.
Awesome. So I know you got to go, but tell everybody here watching and even people watching the replay, how can
Yeah.
they connect more with you?
Best way to connect, if you go to mattmcwilliams.com/quick start, you can get that quick start guide to affiliate marketing. If you're a little bit past that, but you don't have a resources page, go to mattmcwilliams.com/resources page. You can get that guide. Just Google my name, hit me up on Facebook or I'm not like, I don't even really worry about my Facebook page anymore. It's all about, I'd rather be friends with you. So I just feel like that's a little bit better. So if you're a friend of Jonathan, if you're watching this, go friend me on Facebook. We'll connect there. Yeah, let's just connect, guys. Like I guess I want for you what I have. Like that's the reason I'm so passionate about this. Like I'm kind of past the whole money thing.
Yeah.
I got plenty, thankfully. My kids aren't going to starve anytime soon, although they'll say things like, I'm like, you don't even know what starvation is, dude. You have never gone to bed hungry a day in your life. Maybe I'll have to make my kids do that sometime. Just that's terrible. Oh man, I'm going to get calls now. CPS will be knocking on the door this afternoon, but no, let's connect. Cause like I said, man, that's my, I don't know. That's what I get jazzed about every day.
Awesome. Well, Matt, thanks for being here. Appreciate you,
Thank you,
friend.
man.
Fun conversation. We need to do it again, and we'll let you take off to your next call.
Hey, go get Jonathan's book if you haven't, by the way. You got to get this book, guys. It is absolutely amazing. I know you guys love him. I know you're on here, you're watching the replay. Just take that next step. I don't even know. I'm not looking at it's like if you go, what did you just like $8 or something, $10,
Yeah.
Seriously. And then do yourself one other favor. I do this with any book. Like some books I don't do this on. I'm looking at Stephen King's book. I did on writing. I did not buy that for anybody else because nobody else needs that book.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to be told their message matters.
Yeah.
I want you to spend just a minute thinking about that. Like I don't know. Pick you got to brainstorm. It's a relative. It's a friend. Maybe they're a little depressed right now. Maybe they've been through a hard time, the past year. Think about them. They need to be told their message matters.
Yeah.
Get another copy. Give them that book. This is not a ploy for Jonathan selling an extra. He makes like $1 per book. Trust me, I know the business. This is about getting that message in their hands. So think about somebody
Absolutely.
who could use that message.
Awesome. Great word.
Everybody.
All right, Matt. Thank you, my friend.
Bye-bye. See you guys.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed that with Matt. And as we conclude here, I've got an exciting announcement that I have yet to reveal. So those of you that are watching here live are going to get to know about this first before anybody else. My goal all this week has been to share with you how to live out your passion. And I want to help you with getting started. So here's the cool thing. This is happening next week. Again, you guys are the first to hear about this, but next week, we're going to do a free 5-day challenge. It's called the Uncover Your Calling Challenge. And we're going to invite you, if you go to jmill.biz/calling, again, it's jmill.biz/calling. And it is officially live as of today. My team said it is ready to go. So jmill.biz/calling. And what you'll find is an opportunity to join our free 5-day challenge. So starting next week, everybody's going to go into a Facebook group. The challenge is going to officially kick off on Wednesday. That way we give a couple days for everybody to introduce themselves, get to know each other. And then Wednesday through Sunday, I am going to be revealing one exercise to do each day over 5 days. And at the end of it, my goal is for you to uncover your unique ability, your strength, your talent, and just know how you show up best for others. Does that sound cool? Let me know in the comments if you're excited about this. Completely free. So go to jmill.biz/calling. And we're going to have a lot of fun uncovering your unique strengths and going through some practical exercises with me. I'm going to show up live every day, Wednesday through Sunday, only in that private Facebook group. So you got to join. As soon as you put in your email address, then you'll get the link to join this private Facebook group. So again, jmill.biz/calling. It is live as of today. And I tell you, I am so excited about this because I think that, this book, if you've read this book, it starts with helping you discover your message. And well, first of all, part 1's about believing you have one. Then part 2 is about discovering your message. What we're going to do is we're going to take that small little slice out of this book about uncovering your unique gift, and we're going to spend a whole week on it. And this is going to be entirely free. I want you to just get excited about the new year, get confirmation on where you have value so that you know what? This is how I show up best for people. And I want you to be able to do that. So again, jmill, that's just my name, short, Jonathan Milligan, jmill, MILL.biz/calling. It's free. Go join today and you will get on the list. We'll be letting everybody in the Facebook group in a couple of days. So if it takes a couple of days for us to let you in, it's because we don't want to put everybody in there too early, but you guys will be the first to jump in and I hope you enjoy it. All right. Well, guys, thanks for being here today. Come back tonight at 8:00. I am going to be talking all about live streaming. So I'm going to interview Loria Petrucci from livestreamingpros.com. And everything I know about live streaming, if you've watched any of the Market Your Message show or you see what I'm doing here and you wonder, Jonathan, how did you learn that? I learned it from Loria. So I'm really excited to have her on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're curious about live streaming or how do you get started live streaming, and by the way, you don't have to have an expensive studio to get started. She does a great job of teaching like good, better, best. And if you think live streaming might be a way to get your message out there like I'm using today, you want to come back tonight and get some awesome tips. So there you go. We'll see you guys 8:00 tonight. By the way, if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe and then hit the little notification bell. So that way, if you forget, you'll be notified on your phone that, oh, Jonathan's live. I remember I wanted to learn about live streaming. Or if you're on Facebook, just like or share this out if this has been a helpful resource to you. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll see you tonight, 8:00. Bye-bye.